in this show, so just actually almost 7,000 gone. That's a third of the quantity. And now here's another seasonal favorite. This is another piece, kind of like Christmas, comes once a year. We would do it once a year and once a year only. However, you're gonna use this a lot more than just for Christmas. You know, I still remember my mom's cookie press. She actually had two. One of them we couldn't find all the parts for, which is a whole other story. And then the other one was plastic. So we were afraid to put it in the dishwasher and it would oxidate, it didn't look great. This has metal tubing, so this is built to last, just like all of Wolfgang's cookware, but it's so much more than cookies. Now, not only can you do cookies, you could do deviled eggs, you could fill your cannoli, your pasta shells. I mean, you could even do like little cream cheese appetizers, piping on a cake. I mean, whatever it might be, much, much more than cookies. So metal tubing built to last. Then, of course, you get all of the discs. Notice that those are also in metal. You get all of your various tips from star to straight piping. I mean, all of the different icing tips, all in metal. Great little instruction. And here's my favorite part. No more missing parts. Might not seem like a big deal, but it really is. Every year when I go home for Christmas, I ask Mom, where's that doggone cookie press? Poor Pat, she can find, you know, the cord, she can find one of the discs, then we can't find the other parts. All here for Pat and everyone else. So, yep. And even if you drop it, it stays in good shape. All right, so we have fewer than 3,000. And remember, this is for the entire year. And of course, our expert when it comes to baking, Wolfgang Puck's pastry chef, who we all love, Marion Getz. The little spritz cookies are my favorite.
I adore this. It's so fast. You know what? I love that it lets you get a whole bunch of work done where you get to take a lot of credit.
Yeah.
And it takes just minutes. So as fast as you can load it into the gun, one little pump of the handle like this.
Yeah.
And then you get this. So you can make a dozen cookies in less than 10 seconds.
Oh, wow.
And away you go. And these are so cute. You go right on the pan.
Adorable.
You can decorate them right now.
Oh.
You can decorate them after. But this makes the whole cookie making project not all day, right? You get to have lots of fun.
Absolutely. Okay, I know this is not necessarily related to the cookie press. Cool dough or warm dough at room temperature? What do you prefer?
Well, for this one, you need it to be more on the room temperature side.
Gotcha.
So, and this, spritz cookies, that's what these are called. Really forgiving, really, really easy.
Oh, see, that's what I've been screwing up. See, I'm glad I asked, because I'm actually going to get this for my mom, because every year that I go home, I want to do spritz cookies. And the thing is, my mom has really severe arthritis, as a lot of you know. Even if you've got dexterity issues, you don't have to apply a lot of pressure in order for this to work.
It's just one little click of the handle. See, I'm just squeezing it, and you'll hear it click.
Yep.
And that's all you gotta do. Just click it down once, but look how fast. As fast as you can click it, you've got a cookie.
That is so genius.
Isn't that fun?
So obviously the Christmas tree is just one of the dies or the discs that you get. I also want to point out, we will not see this again until next year. It's something that we do once a year and once a year only. It's also on FlexPay, which is crazy because it's a ridiculous customer pick. Everybody who buys this loves it. And then of course we only do it once a year. It's actually only $12.48 to get home, which is crazy. Love deviled eggs, but now deviled eggs without the work, it looks like.
Right, and so it's really easy. So what in here, we've got the filling that you would normally spoon in.
Yes.
But look at how pretty it is when you get to pipe it. But you know what? I love, Shannon, that this is what will make my cookies, but also morphs into a pastry bag.
Yeah.
So maybe for the kind of person that's like, oh, I don't know if I'd ever use one of those. Well, you know what? When you've got it built in and it'll do this, yes, you will. And here's the thing. When you pipe something in, even if you've never done it before, here's what happens. Your stuff looks better.
It does.
And that's what we want. We want, if we're going to go to the trouble to cook, we want our stuff to look better to where people say, wow, how did you do that? That looks great.
But you know what? You know what's so funny? Because a lot of times we cheat and go to the store and you get the store-bought, and you never know when it was made. And then by the time you get it home, I've always crushed those deviled eggs anyway, so they're not as pretty anymore. I do the same thing with the cupcakes. So whether we're talking about your icing, whether we're talking about your cannolis or your pasta shells or your deviled eggs or your spritz cookies, even doing this maybe for all of our dieters out there, maybe you're doing reduced fat cream cheese on a cucumber disc and you want to feel like you're cheating. It looks so pretty. You find ways to be more creative with this, I think.
It's true, and I love that for once, instead of you saying, oh my gosh, I don't have the talent to do that kind of baking, the talent is in the gun. If you can load your food in here and then squeeze the trigger, you've got something that comes out so pristine. Think about making cookies, the kind where you have to roll them out on the counter. There's that flour mess. You got to find all the cutters, and then they get all kind of raggedy and torn. Well, with this, you press the trigger, and you've got the the perfect little tree. And it's really, really fast. They're little small cookies, so it goes fast and easy. I think that is one of the things that's so genius about Wolfgang.
It is genius. Hey, by the way, and I don't know if we've seen the quantity left, but I would love it if we could make it available to you. We have fewer than 3,000, and part of the thing that you realize, in fact, Steve, I want to clarify, I think this is the only airing. So the thing that makes me a little nervous about this, if you are not calling during this show, this will be your only on-air opportunity. So it's been missing in action basically for a year, and if you're not shopping during this show, you don't see it for another year. So for $12 and change, I know I'm going to be getting mine if there are any remaining. In fact, I still remember presenting it with you last year, and doggone it, I thought my mom would be able to find all those pieces and parts, because I do love to cook and I love to bake, but when I go home, it's just one of those things that I don't have to worry about, because like you said, he thinks of everything.
He does. And you know what? If you've been invited to one of the cookie exchanges, I'd forgotten about the date, and I was like, oh my gosh, I don't want to have to make 12 dozen cookies. It literally took about 10 minutes to mix up the dough and minutes to pipe them all out. I looked amazing, and I was so grateful that I had this. But you load the cookies in, and you are good to go on a cookie exchange, and you don't have to spend much time. But this is where it gets fun, because you can use the same filling to pipe into cupcakes, pipe the top, or the ants on a log are one of Wolfgang's favorites. So away you go. This is not the peanut butter. Let me grab this one. You load it into the gun. This is the smoked salmon. So look at this cute one. If you have our garnish kit.
Okay, so here's what I'm saying. You can actually, dieter's delight. You don't feel like you're cheating. And actually, guys, I'm so sorry. I cut my microphone because I was trying to quietly communicate to the crew, but you know, big loudmouth that I am, I could just as well say it. I would love it if we could do, instead of where's Waldo, where's Wolfgang? Because you might be saying, huh, his name's on the show, wonder what he's playing with. Might be that today's special. So we'll play, instead of Where's Waldo, we'll play Where's Wolfgang, and we might be able to see what he's up to as we get busy in the kitchen with our cookie press. How is that, Steve? Was that subtle as a brick? Okay, but how adorable is that? So I don't even necessarily have to go through the trouble of obviously making my own. I can buy the store-bought cream cheese,
Oh my gosh,
right?
look what we bought. These are the kind that you buy in the market that are for bagels.
Yeah.
You know, all the flavored cream cheeses?
Right.
They're yummy. You can get them in low-fat, fat-free. You put it in the cookie gun, you get some cucumbers, some tomatoes, and pipe it, and guess what? The cameras are coming out on the smartphones, and people are going to take pictures and say, that's great, and you're going to go, really? Wow, that took seconds, right?
So you literally just hollow out like a little
If you've got our garnish kit, Wolfgang's garnish kit, this is a breeze to make.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that fun?
Do that.
You can do it.
I mean, how many times have you been invited to, well, whether it's bunko night or that bridal shower, that baby shower, that potluck, and you know, somebody's always on a diet, right? And then we all feel cheated. And with, like Marion's saying, if you have a Wolfgang Puck's garnishing kit, we don't even feel cheated with we eat the fruit salad. But now this takes it to a whole new level. So if you're doing the vegetables, and oh my gosh, can I tell you, this is my new favorite rediscovery. Oh, fact, you know what, Marion? We're instead of Where's Waldo, we're gonna say Where's Wolfgang. Now look at, we're spying on him. He doesn't even know that we're looking.
I just put a paper on my turkey here because it's already brown. You can see the turkey is cooking in here.
Wolfgang, you are too much. See, he had his
eye. I put a little thing on here. Look, here it is. All right.
So that's a thank you, Wolfgang.
Not too long, I will show you. We get the perfect turkey. So I'm gonna see Marianne now.
All right, sounds good. So thank you for letting us spy on you. He had his earpiece in. See, I thought we could sneak up on him because he just disappeared. I should have known that you would be playing. I should have known that you would be playing with the pressure cooking oven.
You know, this is my appliance I use all the time at home for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I mean, I make chicken at night or fish at night or croissant in the morning. I use the pressure oven every day. I have a big oven in my house.
Yeah.
But I never light it up. Why? Because it takes too long to warm it up.
Absolutely. So today's special, all those details. So even we call this ants on a log. So even ants on the log.
That's how you get the kids to eat celery.
It is. So those even become a celebration. And they look so cute.
I know, a perfect thing for the holidays. You're going to use it all the time. And you know, my sister in Austria got one like that because before she had all the cookies which she used to cut out, and it takes forever. And when it gets too warm, they stick to the table or to the cutting board. Now with that, she said she makes cookies just like they have in the pastry store.
Yeah, I mean, it just glides. And Michael, I know we're almost out of time. I don't know if we can just kind of pan across the breadth of what we've got. Ants on a log, beautiful.
Cream cheese mints.
Cream cheese mints. We're doing our own little healthy snacking. Whether you're doing divinity, whether you're doing frosting your
for
cookies.
appetizers, for main course, whatever
Deviled eggs, spritz cookies, cookie exchanges.
I know. And you can have your own cookie factory at home. It is so easy, so fast. And make holiday gifts. You know, a homemade holiday gift, there's nothing better.
It means a lot. So if we could, I'd love for you to see how few of these are left. We've sold almost half the quantity. Basically, fewer than 2,000 remain. So it is the only airing. So this is the only airing. So the only opportunity to get it, we won't see it again until next year. It's $12 and change on your credit card. Now, the rice cooker, I think we've sold through a third of the quantity in this show. So just actually almost 7,000 gone. That's a third of the quantity. And now here's another seasonal favorite. This is another piece, kind of like Christmas, comes once a year. We would do it once a year and once a year only. However, you're gonna use this a lot more than just for Christmas. You know, I still remember my mom's cookie press. She actually had two. One of them we couldn't find all the parts for, which is a whole other story. And then the other one was plastic. So we were afraid to put it in the dishwasher and it would oxidate, it didn't look great. This has metal tubing, so this is built to last, just like all of Wolfgang's cookware, but it's so much more than cookies. Now, not only can you do cookies, you could do deviled eggs, you could fill your cannoli, your pasta shells. I mean, you could even do like little cream cheese appetizers, piping on a cake. I mean, whatever it might be, much, much more than cookies. So metal tubing built to last. Then, of course, you get all of the discs. Notice that those are also in metal. You get all of your various tips from star to straight piping. I mean, all of the different icing tips, all in metal. Great little